What if I told you that right now, at this very moment, inside your company, inside your team, there's a hidden force, a secret weapon, just waiting to be unleashed. A force so powerful it can take a great company and rocket it into the stratosphere of extraordinary. Well, that force exists. And it's not luck. It's not magic. It's not even raw talent. It's something far more predictable, far more controllable, and yet most leaders never tap into its full potential. What is it? It's the power of the playbook. Asterisk, asterisk, the first key point is all about clarity. The kind of razor, sharp, unwavering certainty that separates companies that merely survive from those that dominate. Imagine two teams stepping onto a field. One has a vague idea of the game they're playing. Maybe it's football, maybe it's soccer, they're not entirely sure. The other team knows exactly what sport they're in, the rules, the plays, and the exact moves needed to win. Who do you think comes out on top? That's the power of clarity. It's not just about having a vision. It's about translating that vision into a concrete, actionable blueprint where every single person in the organization knows their role, their objectives, and how their work ladders up to the bigger picture. Asterisk, asterisk, great companies have goals, but extraordinary companies have asterisk, precision, asterisk. They don't just say, asterisk, we want to grow. Asterisk, they say, asterisk, here's asterisk exactly asterisk how we're going to grow, by what percentage, in which markets, with which strategies, and here's how every department, sales, marketing, product, ops will contribute to that outcome. Asterisk, there's no ambiguity, no room for interpretation. When everyone is aligned on the asterisk what asterisk, the asterisk why asterisk, and the asterisk how asterisk, execution becomes effortless. Decisions are faster, momentum builds, and most importantly, people aren't just working. They're working asterisk with purpose asterisk, because they see how their effort directly impacts the result. Clarity also kills confusion, and confusion is the silent killer of growth. How much time, energy, and money is wasted in organizations because people aren't sure what they should be focusing on? How many meetings go in circles because priorities aren't clearly defined? Extraordinary companies eliminate that noise. They operate like a well-rehearsed orchestra. Every instrument knows its part, and when they all play together, the result is magic. But here's the thing, clarity isn't a one-time event. It's a discipline. It requires leaders to constantly communicate, reinforce, and refine the message. It means turning big, lofty goals into bite-sized, measurable actions. It means making sure that from the C-suite to the front lines, everyone is speaking the same language. Because when you have that level of clarity, you don't just get effort. You get asterisk aligned asterisk effort. And asterisk that asterisk is how you go from good to great, and from great to extraordinary. Asterisk asterisk, the second key point, is about shifting from reliance on heroic individual effort to building systems that create consistent, repeatable excellence. Too many companies operate like a pickup basketball team, relying on the star player to carry everyone else. But what happens when that player gets injured, or leaves, or simply has an off day? The whole team crumbles. Extraordinary companies don't leave success to chance or individual brilliance. Instead, they build systems, scalable, teachable processes that allow anyone in the organization to step in and deliver high performance. This is how you move from a culture of heroics to a culture of sustainable excellence. Think about McDonald's. They don't need world-class chefs to make a Big Mac taste the same in Tokyo as it does in New York. Why? Because they've systemized it. The recipe, the cooking process, the assembly. It's all documented, trained, and optimized so that even a 16-year-old working their first job can deliver a consistent product. That's the power of systems. They remove variability and replace it with reliability. In business, the same principle applies. Whether it's sales, customer service, product development, or operations, the best companies don't just hope for great outcomes. They engineer them through processes that anyone can follow. Systems also democratize excellence. When performance is tied to a playbook rather than individual talent, you create a level playing field where success is teachable and repeatable. This is how you scale without losing quality. It's how you onboard new team members quickly. It's how you ensure that your best practices aren't locked in the heads of a few key people, but are instead embedded into the DNA of the organization. Systems turn tribal knowledge into institutional knowledge, making the company resilient to turnover and market shifts. But systems aren't about bureaucracy or stifling creativity. They're about freeing people to focus on what really matters. When employees aren't constantly reinventing the wheel or guessing at the right approach, they can channel their energy into innovation, problem solving, and pushing boundaries. The system handles the fundamentals, so your team can focus on the extraordinary. That's the paradox. Structure doesn't limit greatness. It enables it. The most innovative companies in the world, from Amazon to Tesla, thrive because they marry creativity with ruthless operational systems. The bottom line, if you want to build a company that lasts, stop depending on heroes. Start building systems that create them. Because when you systemize excellence, you don't just get occasional wins. You get a machine that generates success on demand. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. The third key point is about embracing adaptability as your ultimate competitive edge. In nature, it's not the strongest or the most intelligent that survive, it's those most responsive to change. The same law governs business. Extraordinary companies don't just have a playbook. They have a playbook that evolves. They understand that what got them here won't get them there. Market conditions shift. Customer expectations transform, technologies disrupt. The difference between companies that thrive and those that become obsolete isn't the quality of their original plan, it's the speed and intelligence with which they adapt when that plan meets reality. Asterisk, asterisk, consider Blockbuster versus Netflix. Both started with video rentals, but only one recognized the tectonic shift happening in media consumption. The difference wasn't resources or brand power, it was adaptability. Extraordinary companies maintain what I call strategic agility, the ability to pivot without losing momentum. They build feedback loops into every process, constantly measuring what's working and what's not. They create cultures where challenging assumptions isn't just allowed but required. Most importantly, they separate their core principles, which remain steadfast, from their strategies, which must remain flexible. This dual mindset allows them to stay true to their mission while revolutionizing how they achieve it. Adaptability requires more than just awareness. It demands structured flexibility. The best organizations institutionalize adaptation through regular strategy reviews, empowered frontline decision-making, and continuous learning systems. They treat their playbook like a living document, not scripture. Amazon exemplifies this with their Day One philosophy, maintaining the hunger and flexibility of a startup even as a global giant. They've repeatedly reinvented their business model, from bookseller to cloud computing leader to entertainment powerhouse, because they built adaptation into their DNA. This adaptability extends beyond strategy to talent development. In extraordinary companies, learning isn't an event, it's the work. Employees are constantly upskilling, teams regularly rotate through different functions, and leaders are measured on their ability to develop adaptable thinkers. The goal isn't just to respond to change, but to anticipate it. When COVID hit, restaurants with robust digital systems pivoted to delivery overnight while others shuttered. The difference wasn't luck. It was preparedness meeting opportunity. Ultimately, adaptability is about courage, the willingness to disrupt yourself before the market does it for you. It means killing your cash cow when you spot the next opportunity. It requires creating psychological safety so teams can admit when something isn't working. The companies that will dominate this decade aren't just the ones with the best current model, but those most committed to continuous reinvention. Your ability to adapt isn't just part of your strategy. In today's world, it is your strategy. The question isn't whether you'll need to change course, but whether you'll have the awareness to see the need and the guts to act on it when you do. Key point 4. Culture is the invisible architecture of extraordinary performance. Behind every great playbook lies something even more powerful. The culture that brings it to life. A company can have the most brilliant strategy, the most efficient systems, and the most adaptable mindset. But without the right culture, it's like a performance engine running on cheap fuel. Culture isn't just about ping-pong tables and free snacks. It's the invisible force that determines how people think, act, and make decisions when no one is watching. Extraordinary companies understand this. They don't leave culture to chance. They design it with the same precision as their business models, because they know culture eats strategy for breakfast. Culture starts with belief. When people truly believe in what they're doing, they don't just follow the playbook. They elevate it. Look at companies like SpaceX or Patagonia. Their teams don't show up just to collect a paycheck. They show up because they're part of something bigger than themselves. That sense of mission transforms effort into passion and turns obstacles into challenges worth conquering. But belief doesn't happen by accident. It's cultivated through relentless communication, authentic leadership, and rituals that reinforce purpose. Leaders in extraordinary companies don't just talk about values. They embody them in every meeting, every decision, and every interaction until those values become the oxygen of the organization. Yet culture isn't just about inspiration. It's about accountability. The best cultures are rust, but also high standards environments where excellence is expected, mediocrity is confronted, and everyone is empowered to hold each other to the same bar. This is where many companies fail. They mistake a nice culture for a strong one. But extraordinary performance requires a culture where feedback is immediate and direct, where problems are surfaced quickly, and where everyone feels ownership over results. It's not about fear, it's about mutual respect and a shared commitment to winning. Finally, culture must be resilient in tough times, when growth slows, when competitors surge, when the market shifts. Culture is what keeps a team united. It's the glue that holds everything together when pressure mounts. Companies with weak cultures fracture under stress. Those with strong cultures double down. They use challenges as opportunities to reinforce their identity, proving that their values aren't just words on a wall, but the foundation of how they operate. The lesson: if you want to build an extraordinary company, don't just focus on what you do. Focus on who you are while you're doing it. Because when culture and strategy align, you don't just execute a playbook. You unleash a movement. Key point 5. Relentless execution where greatness becomes reality. Vision without execution is hallucination. The most brilliant strategies, the most innovative systems, and the most inspiring cultures mean nothing if they aren't translated into consistent, disciplined action. Extraordinary companies understand this fundamental truth. They obsess over execution with an almost fanatical focus. They know that the difference between good and legendary isn't just about what you decide to do, but how relentlessly you follow through. Execution is where most companies stumble. They get caught in analysis paralysis, chasing perfection instead of progress, or allowing bureaucracy to slow momentum. But high-performance organizations operate differently. They embrace a bias for action, moving fast, testing ideas in the real world, and adjusting based on results rather than speculation. Amazon's pizza teams of small, autonomous groups that can move quickly, and SpaceX's build, test, fail, iterate approach are perfect examples. These companies don't wait for flawless plans. They execute, learn, and improve in real time. What sets extraordinary execution apart is rhythm and accountability. Winning teams don't work in bursts of inspiration. They operate in a cadence of disciplined, repeatable effort. Daily stand-ups, weekly priorities, and quarterly sprints keep everyone aligned and moving forward. Progress isn't left to chance. It's tracked, measured, and reviewed with rigor. And when something isn't working, they pivot fast. No ego, no excuses. This operational tempo creates a flywheel effect, where small wins compound into unstoppable momentum. But execution isn't just about speed, it's about stamina. Many companies start strong but lose focus when results don't come immediately. Extraordinary organizations, however, play the long game. They understand that breakthroughs happen at the edge of persistence, where others give up. Apple spent years refining the iPhone before it revolutionized mobile tech. Tesla weathered near bankruptcy before dominating EV. These companies didn't just have bold ideas. They had the grit to see them through. Ultimately, execution comes down to people. The best strategies are worthless without teams that take ownership, leaders who remove roadblocks, and cultures that reward results over activity. It's about creating an environment where excellence isn't an exception. It's the standard. Because in the end, the market doesn't reward what you intend to do. It rewards what you actually deliver. The playbook may set the direction, but execution is what makes the journey real. So ask yourself, is your company playing to participate or playing to win? Are you measuring activity or outcomes? Are you moving at the speed of bureaucracy or the speed of opportunity? Because in the race to extraordinary, execution isn't just part of the game. It is the game. Key point 6. The customer obsession that fuels unstoppable growth. The most extraordinary companies share one undeniable trait. They don't just satisfy customers. They anticipate them. They don't simply react to market needs. They shape them. This isn't about surveys or focus groups. It's about an almost primal understanding of human desire that becomes the heartbeat of every decision. When you peel back the layers of any industry leader, from Disney's magic to Tesla's disruption, you'll find an obsession so intense it borders on religion. The customer is always the hero of their story. This goes beyond customer service. It's about rewiring your entire organization to see through the customer's eyes. Amazon's famous empty chair in meetings represents the customer's invisible presence in every discussion. Apple's product design starts not with technology specs, but with how fingers naturally want to interact with glass. These companies don't ask, how can we sell more? But rather, how can we create more value than anyone thought possible? That subtle shift in perspective changes everything. It transforms transactions into relationships and products into legacies. True customer obsession requires uncomfortable honesty. Most companies collect feedback but filter it through their own biases. Extraordinary organizations develop what I call radical listening. The ability to hear not just what customers say, but what they can't articulate yet. They study frustrations before they become complaints, spot unmet needs before they're obvious, and solve problems customers didn't know they had. This is how Netflix moved from DVD to streaming before Blockbuster saw the threat. They understood viewing habits were changing before viewers did. The magic happens when this obsession becomes operationalized. Zappos empowers frontline employees to spend hours on a single customer call if needed. Ritz-Carlton authorizes every employee to spend up to $2.00 to solve a guest's problem without approval. These aren't policies. They're cultural commandments that make customer centricity actionable at every level. The result, customers don't just buy. They believe becoming voluntary ambassadors who accelerate growth organically. In today's transparent world where alternatives are one click away, customer obsession is no longer optional. It's existential. The companies that will dominate this decade aren't those with the best ads, but those that engineer their entire value chain around delivering shockingly good experiences. Because when you build not for markets but for human beings, you don't just gain customers. You gain advocates who make your extraordinary growth inevitable. The question isn't whether you can afford to be customer obsessed, it's whether you can afford not to be.